for your info lah, in Munkera, not many condo are legal for Airbnb.
Oh.
This is only one which is you can know is hire house.
Oh.
Accolis, if you know that.
Okay, I don't know, but I'm actually more curious on why some got legal, some not. I didn't know. I thought any house also you can do Airbnb. Maybe the lawyer can answer. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I may, in Malaysia, as we know that there are various titles to land, correct?
Yes. Before we begin the podcast, have you gotten your free ebook? It's called the Build a Six-Figure Portfolio Guidebook. Now, inside it, we share with you the tips and tricks to bring your stock investing skills to the next level. The best part, it's only 10 pages long and it's totally free. Whether you're on Spotify or YouTube, the link to download is in the description, or you can go to www.firl.co/FREE or www.FIRL.co/free. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while. Finding good guests is not easy. We used to have a criteria or like a KPI where we would hit maybe once a week. But when we did that, we realized we weren't getting on specifically the guests that we want to bring on. And actually today's guest is a little bit out of left field, right? It's not really related to equity investing, but it is still related to investing. And that is Airbnb investing. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast, Sky. And of course, his partner in crime, which is Wei Han. It's a close associate of mine. And yeah, but maybe that is for another time, right? Maybe.
Yes.
So I know, Wei Han, you're a lawyer by training.
Yes.
But today the main star, apologies, will be Sky.
Yes, of course.
And Sky is an Airbnb investor. And we are going to talk a lot about how the tips and tricks of Airbnb investing. I want to really get to know how anyone wants to start, what do they need to know. But before that, I want to ask you, Sky, before getting into Airbnb investing, what were you doing and why did you decide to invest? Investing.
So firstly, I was an agent actually.
Okay.
On my own property agency.
Yes.
So the reason why I started this Airbnb career because of in market, many of the investors actually they bought a house.
Yes.
But actually no one will be following with them for after they get a key.
Yes.
And how they renting out.
Yep.
Even though for the renovation part lah. So this all will
renovation
be done ourselves lah. Themselves lah actually. Yeah.
Right.
So what we started this because of we trying to create some value to our client.
Yes.
Yeah. From VP, defect check, until
from what? Sorry? VP?
VP means like working positions are like they get the key from the developer.
Oh, okay.
We will do the defect for them. We will do some design for them, then convert their unit to Airbnb.
I see.
Because mainly we are focusing on investment product lah, we say lah.
Right.
Yeah.
So sorry, continue. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a one short service.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but before getting into, I guess, Airbnb investing and being an agent, what were you doing before that? I want to get a sense of, where you're coming from.
You mean my first job?
Yeah, you can.
Chef.
Chef. Oh.
Yeah.
How? You have to share the story.
Yeah.
Yes, very interesting.
So, yeah, chef was I'm a person that like to cook lah actually.
Yes,
Yeah. So I'm expert in French cuisines and also Western.
Oh.
And dessert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man of many talents.
So if you were a chef, then suddenly you become a property agent. How does this transition happen? Yeah.
Because when we started, we are in hotel line. Okay.
Right.
But I like to cook, but I don't like to follow the thing that they give to us. Like every day doing the same things. Cut onion, cook the steak. The job will be the same.
Right.
Like maybe let's say for cutting onion or veggie, you will take this job for 3 to 6 months at least. every day doing the same things.
I see.
Yeah, for you to change the department, like you change to now today, you change to this doing stick.
Right.
Yeah, then the one will be
Very hard.
3 months. But for you to, getting higher positions in chef line is very tough lah. Not easy.
So that means also the income jump also is not
Big.
I see.
Yeah. So I like to cook, but I don't like to follow the thing that they ask me to do lah. So I like to do like, today I want to cook this, then I do this. Yeah, but that's what my final goal actually is, have my own restaurants.
I see.
Yeah.
So obviously that goal, I don't know whether is has been achieved yet, but that's the reason why you become an agent, because you wanted maybe more income, and maybe with that more income you can set up your own restaurant. Is it?
Yes, correct.
I see.
Yeah.
So so now then when you become an agent, right? What's the big change that you feel? Because cooking, chopping onion, and then now going out, you have to dress very nice versus in the kitchen, right? What was the transition like?
When starting is quite challenging actually.
Yes,
yeah. So I went through a lot of getting scored by client because of not enough of knowledge. Yeah, when you are a fresh agent
Yes.
So after that, we actually for myself I take about 1 year's time. Yeah, to go study all the project.
Wow.
And join the presentation like with my senior lah.
I see.
Yeah. For that year, maybe income is not that good.
Right.
But I can learn a lot of things lah.
Right.
Even though if you know the Sin brothers, I also one of their students previous when they starting.
What brothers? Sorry.
Sin brother. The
Sin
brother in
brothers.
Airbnb If you know the company lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also joined their course before lah.
I see.
Yeah. When they are starting the time lor.
This is what, 10 years ago? It got
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that in that first year, what were the big lessons that you learned?
Instead of learning, I would say I found a big issue in the market. A lot of people, they actually, when they purchase a property, after they buy, actually they don't know what to do for the property.
They don't know whether they want to stay or they want to invest or what.
How they invest also, they don't know lah. I would say lah.
Okay.
Like they just buy and they just live there, or just ask agent to help to rent it out.
Yes.
Yeah, but some agent, because of they want to rent it out as soon as possible, then they will just lower down the price, then just rent it out lah. Then they get their first month as a commission of course.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
No more following, no more follow up lah.
I see.
Yeah, so this thing always happen in the market lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so for myself, I trying to do something different lah. We do like, even though we helping for long-term renter, we also manage on behalf of the owner, like correct the rental payment, clear the rating bills, all lah. We will do for the owner. Even though some unit, if they say the locations is good, we'll convert it to Airbnb. Yeah, so this is what we do for our client lah.
So let me try to understand. So you are an agency first, then you have an Airbnb service to add on to the agency.
Yes.
So let's say every project that you sell, let's say out of 10, how many will hop on to these Airbnb services, you feel?
I would say 7 to 8.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, because as I mentioned just now, we are more focusing on investment product. Yeah. So one project, I won't take more than 30 units. If they say for Airbnb, because I want to take care of my owner profit. So I will try to roll down, like maybe for this project, I only will take 30. Like certain project, I will take 60. Depends on the location, of course.
Right. And the reason you have a limit is because you feel that managing can be quite difficult if there's too much?
Because if you manage too much of unit, we need to take care of all the owner, right? It will be difficult.
Yes.
Because of maybe this month, for the first 10 unit, maybe
not so bad.
A lot of booking. Very good lah, for example. But maybe the another 10 unit, maybe not many booking.
Right.
Then the profit to owner will be lesser.
Yes.
Yeah. So for one area, maybe we will research the market first lah.
I see.
Yeah. Then we will take like maybe 20,
Right.
50 or 60.
So
Like that
am
lah.
I right to say that after you research, the amount of units you take is based on how much potential you think there is? So
Yes.
more potential, you take more.
Yes, correct.
I see. So my follow-up would be maybe give us a sense of how you decide which one is 10 units only, which one is 60 units. Well, of course, you don't have to share like all the secrets, but you know, what are the guiding points? I know, like, because I have property friends, so they're not Airbnb, but you know, they'll figure out like immediate income is very important. How much they can afford and things like that. The people around there.
Maybe I name 2 projects.
Sure.
The first
Case
one
study,
actually
perfect, yeah.
is 163 Mung Kera.
Okay.
Okay, if you for your info lah, in Mung Kera, not many condo are legal for Airbnb.
Oh.
This is only one which is you can know is higher house.
Oh.
Acrolis, if you know that.
Okay, I don't know, but I'm actually more curious on why some got legal, some not. I didn't know. I thought any house also you can do Airbnb. Maybe the lawyer can answer, yeah.
Yeah, so if I may, in Malaysia, as we know that there are various titles to land, correct?
Yes, there's a tree, right? Commercial property.
There's
industrial.
more. There's actually residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural.
Oh, yes, of course.
So
of course.
the reason why such titles were assigned to specific plots of land is because each land is supposed to have a specific purpose for it.
Yes.
Right? So growing up, I know a lot of the times our parents will say, you get residential freehold, that's all. Right? That's the best one.
Yeah,
right? Because utilities are cheaper.
Because you own it for the rest of your life, right?
Yes. Right? So, but the thing is, that is not thinking with an investor's mindset.
Okay.
If you are thinking with an investor's mindset, you need to understand that something with a commercial title, especially, yes, the trade-off is that the utility rates are higher.
Right.
However, with a fully commercial title property, you have a lot more flexibility in what you can do with that property as an investor. You want to do long-term rental? No problem. You want to do short-term rental? No problem. You want to convert it into an office space or rent it out to companies for offices? You can. Right? So that reason why is because from a legal standpoint, because each property has a specific purpose assigned to it. So for example, if we're talking about Mong Kera, the majority of properties in Mong Kera are actually under residential title. So if you go on the main road of Mong Kera, specifically Jalan Kiara 1, where Plaza Mong Kera, 163 Mong Kera, 1MK, Hyatt House, Arcoris, all of those properties are, 163 is one of the only ones that is fully legal to do Airbnb because it has a fully commercial title. And it's a commercial freehold property on top of that.
So wait, so you're saying the criteria for Airbnb legality is commercial? Has to be commercial?
Yes. Not really,
actually.
In a sense.
Oh, okay.
But if let's say an project, let's say for example Block B is a pure commercial title.
Right.
So for the one, management have no right to stop you. Of course, some
do
residency
Airbnb,
title
okay.
we will convert to Airbnb. But maybe the management will come and kacau lah.
Why would the management kacau you if Airbnb, isn't that your house?
No, because it's mostly they bought that is for on stay. So most of the owner, they are staying there for their own. So they don't like someone to come in and out in their condo lah.
Oh.
Yeah, but in commercial, most of them they are looking for investment. And it's a commercial, because of it's a commercial title, the owner have the right to do Airbnb and he have the right to convert like what Wei Han mentioned lah. Can be an office.
Okay. So that means commercial people have the right to do Airbnb, but for residential is grey area, it's question mark. If the people there say, okay, no problem, then you can do.
Yes.
But the people there have the right to say, no, you cannot do Airbnb.
Yes, correct.
You see, because the reason I asked, because when you mentioned that, all the times over the past 6-7 years when Airbnb got popular, that I've booked Airbnb are all residential units.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that only commercial, I'm like, am I breaking the law?
You aren't. You aren't.
The owner.
In a sense, it's only because there's a risk. If you go for a property that's under a residential title, right?
Yeah.
There are certain properties under residential title that are where their JMBs, their management bodies are very, very strict in regards to Airbnb proprietorship. Because the residential title is for purposes of own stay. Right.
Yes.
So in this sort of situation, right, all it takes is, for example, maybe one neighbor to be dissatisfied and then complain to the management body. And if the management body is very strict, they can actually ban you from
they have the right
from running Airbnb.
But the commercial guys don't have the right to do
They
that.
do not.
I see. So I guess I have one other question is because you do essentially you want to end help investors, right? Specifically manage everything. Because I'm in the stock investment world, and one of the big reasons why I don't invest in properties personally is because of this headache. Right? I have to chase tenant, I have to pay the bills on time, leakages, I have to tend to them. So we have a headache, right? You help people to find rental as well, in addition to Airbnb. Am I right to say that?
Yes.
I see. So usually, how do you decide? Like, because the owners of the house come and tell you, hey, no, rental only, or Airbnb only, or mix? How
then we will explain to them lah. Like for example lah, now let's say a project when you're starting to hand over to all the owner.
Yes.
So I would say 80% of the owner, they were like, oh, I get a key. Okay, faster I will rent it out fast. This is their mindset. I want to rent it fast.
Pay the bank, yeah.
Yeah. So most of them, this 80% of owner, they were starting to, this tenant requests 2006. Maybe your market rental is about 2006. But they will say, 2000. If they say the tenant opens the price for 2000, you will just accept it because I want to faster to rent it out. Yeah. So they will lower the price, right?
Yes.
But if let's say the 20% of the owner, they pass to us to run for Airbnb first. Then when the 80% of the owner, right, when they have fully rented out their unit, mean the supply is not much. Right. Then after that, the 20% of the owner, certain unit we can starting to throw for long-term rental, but the price we can increase because not many.
So it's Airbnb first so that you can reduce the risk, because Airbnb is not a long-term contract. So you start getting the money first. Then when you see for, let's say, the market's 2000, but there's demand for the project, so you can put 2003, 2004 like that. Am I right?
Maybe more than that.
Right.
Yeah. Like for example, Miller Square lah. Okay.
Okay. Wait, Millers is it?
Millers.
This one is in Bukit Jalil you're talking about.
No, the Auckland Road, the one.
Sorry. Yeah, but near OUG,
near the side
Petaling, that area lah. Okay, got it.
The Airbnb starting, we have about 20 units there lah.
Okay.
Running for Airbnb. When starting, most of the owner they rent out for 2003, 2006, some maybe 2000 only. But for the 20 unit that we hold, we just rented out one of the unit, 3000. Because of now, not many unit in A and B. So when tenant come over, they have no much option to choose.
I see.
Then we can increase the rental price. Because of not many supply ma.
Yeah, correct.
Then they have to go through us lah.
The law of supply and demand.
Yeah. I guess my next question would be, so you also help your clients negotiate?
Yes.
The rent and everything. It's
everything.
a full
service lah.
So then definitely my next question will be, like, how would you charge, right? Because if it's a long-term rental, it's very straightforward. It's just 1 month of rent typically. Even if you sell a property, it's just 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever it is. This one is, you have many services, right? So I assume some people say, you know what, I only want you to manage my Airbnb, the rest I can call team. Or some people say the full thing. How do you manage all this?
For example, let's say you are the owner.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe for your unit, the renter in the market is 2004 or 2006. This is the max.
Okay.
What if let's say I'm able to help you to rent out for 3000?
Yes.
But every month I will get 10% from you. But I will handle all the things for you lah, on behalf of you lah. We will call like management fees lah.
Yeah.
Because I help you to get a higher
so 10% on rent, right? You're saying.
Yes.
And this will apply to Airbnb lah, 10% of the Airbnb fees also.
No, even though for, let's say, helping you to rent out a high price of 1 year rental, we will take a management fees also, like 10%. But we will do everything. If let's say the tenant, suddenly rent 1 month, then he don't pay the rental, then he run away, we will pay you. And convert to Airbnb again and look for another tenant come in.
I see.
This is the first thing. And second thing, if let's say the tenant broke the house, we have insurance.
When they mess up your walls or your toilet, all that.
We have insurance to cover all these things. So all these things we will handle on behalf for you.
And the insurance premiums and the cost is borne by yourself or the investor?
Ourselves.
Wow. So am I right to say that you don't get paid unless you get in the rent or the Airbnb money? Am I right to say that?
Get paid?
I mean, like only when the rent come in, then you guys get paid.
Yes,
right?
Of course.
So that's very fair, lah.
Yes,
you would say.
Yeah. So owner has no need to worry anything because everything we are handled on behalf.
I see.
Yeah.
So now that you explain quite clearly how you walk through how, let's say if I have a house, how I can work with you, right? Maybe tell us a little bit more about the business. I think there are two kind of listeners that will be interested in what you have to say. The first is obviously people who have houses who maybe want your services, but the second one will also be, starting a business like that. Obviously, you're not going to give your competitors all the tips and tricks, but what do you need to have in your view, right, to start a business like that? Capital? Is it the right people?
Mostly, I would say the right people.
Really?
Capital is a small issue. Of course, you need a
yes,
good capital, of course, but the right people is more important.
Yeah.
Because for me and my team, we able to deliver the service to our owner, but not many of them outside are able to provide this kind of service.
Now, why is that?
It's quite troubles, you know. Yeah.
So you need like a very service mindset kind of team where they would tend to every issue that the owner might, because each house is different and they have different problems. Some, right? So
even like what we do like for millers, actually if we handle the area, we will just rent a property there, rent a house inside. So that one will be our office, our station. Like in Oak, we also will rent a unit. We will put our stuff there to handle all the things.
So it's very fast response time.
Yes. So anything happen, we just go and settle.
Then how big is the team right now, I guess?
We have about 15.
Okay, so I have a friend who also runs something similar, and he said that you need at least like you need the cleaners, you need the runners to send them the key and things like that, right? What's the breakdown of that 15? How many are, I guess, customer
normally
facing?
We will set like auto run.
Like what? Sorry?
Auto run. Like, for example, like Oak Suites.
Okay.
Because I have friend who work on a cleaning company .
Okay.
So mostly he have the staff there to help me out.
Okay.
On this. So check in, check out only we need to make sure after check out, actually we inform them they will send a cleaner there, do all the setup.
Okay.
Yeah, so we no need to spend much time on there actually.
Really?
Just in case if let's say anything happen, then our staff need to go over . That's why every place we will have a unit there.
Right.
Yeah.
I see.
Of course, the people who are staying in that area, we are not only focused in Oak, we also will target the renter in surrounding also.
Of course.
Yeah, so like, easy for them to handle the things for the owner.
So let's say like Millers, for example, there's 20 units, right? You only need 1 cleaner, 2 cleaners, or
3
cleaners. I see. And then right now, currently, you're working on how many projects?
5?
15. Perfect. 3, 4. Every fact. Interesting. So that's more on the expense side of the business. How about choosing the area? How do you decide which areas you want to have manage units for?
First thing, you must have public transport in surrounding . Okay. The second thing is like shopping mall. Okay. And the third thing is like whether that area you have any hospital or have any school in nearby. Yeah. So these 3 points actually we will look into it. Like for Mont Kiara, because of we serve most of the clients is from Korean and Japanese.
Yes.
But there they have no any hotel except Aqualis. There's only one. Yeah. That's why we also cooperate with some school. Like you want preschool, the principal actually sometimes they will
gardens is there only.
Yes. He will arrange some customer for us also. Like to stay in our Airbnb, but easy for them to travels.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting. But what will you say like so far is like the biggest challenge? Is it managing the people? Because I would imagine that the team that you have today is not the same team that you started with, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stories there for sure, right?
Yes.
So will you say that's the hardest thing? Manage the people?
I would say yes.
So what are the horror stories, war stories?
Sometimes, how to say? I would say main thing of bonding lah.
Okay.
Some people come and go, but if you want for us to join together, we need to have a same goals.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing that we want to deliver lah. That's why even though all my staff, okay, I will give them a share.
A cut from the rental that they manage.
Yes, like for example, let's say, even though profit, let's say this unit you handle, like our service like 8-2 lah. Owner take 80%, we take 20%.
Yes.
So for the staff who handling those unit, we will give 5%, means 25% lah, from our profit. So will be their profit also.
I see.
So then they can deliver the result
to
us lah, to the owner as well.
And those that leave, what are the biggest reasons? Or maybe those that you fire? I don't know. What are usually the biggest reasons?
Not able to commit, say. Time. Because service line, time is important.
There's no 9 to 5, right?
No.
The roof leak doesn't
On
only
call,
happen 9 to 5.
36 hours, I would say.
Yeah.
We spend more, even though for myself, I have no off day at all.
Yeah. Which is very thank you that you can make it for today.
Yeah.
Wow. So based on what you're saying, am I right to say that most of the people that work with you are not like full-time employees? These are maybe freelancers, or am I right?
Yeah, mostly freelancers, but they're able to commit the time like 24 hours to me.
Wow.
Because our goal is like we want to build bigger and bigger. We want to go big. So you have to stick together. Only we can go to the top lah.
Right.
Yeah. But some people they not able to work until the end together lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair
some
enough.
people come and go. But the people who staying with us now, like we have a strong relationship lah.
Right.
So everything we handle ourselves and we will work together.
Yeah. And what's the turnover like percentage, like how every year how many people as a percentage of the entire team will leave? 10%, 20%?
Luckily now actually those 15 people we are together almost 2 years already. I never leave. So we don't have any new joiner, but because for now we still growing. That's why for us I think just few of us is good enough already. Maybe future we might be extend.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And during, just shift back a little bit, right? Of course, your kind of business, COVID was very, very big impact, right? As I said, I have a friend who also, I know he was struggling as well. How did you and your team manage COVID? Because you've been in business before COVID, right?
Yeah. We running this business almost 5 years already. But of course, during COVID the time, we also faced a lot of issue lah. We closed down a lot of uni also. Yeah. But I think no one can escape from this COVID lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily, they still stick with us. I mean, our staff lah. Even though they willing to
pay cut.
Yes. Yeah. It's not easy, like I would say.
I see. So maybe now you can share a little bit about future. You talk about how you want to go to the next level, right? What is the next level? Because right now you're managing what, 5 units, 5 different projects, right? What is the next level? More projects or something different?
We actually was targeting more to hotel line also lah.
Hotel? Oh,
Yeah. Like coming we have a project in Langkawi.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually we're also trying like take down like give GRR to all the purchaser.
Give what? Sorry.
Guaranteed return GRR.
Guaranteed rental
Okay.
return, GRR.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is this like a legal term or is just a?
No, it's like a sales package service that we provide add on.
Guaranteed rental return.
Yes.
So how will you guarantee a rental, I guess?
Like for example, like this project will give a fixed pay, 1,500, for example. Okay. If let's say this month, let's say for this unit, we are hitting 3,000 or maybe more, then we will divide like share 80-20. But if let's say we cannot hit, if let's say less than 1,500, then we will still pay 1,500 to the owner.
Oh, you will top
This is what
up.
we did. This is what we did. This is
Interesting.
what we plan to do.
So what would give you the confidence to guarantee?
That's why we filter the project before we add on this kind of service.
I see.
Like this kind of package lah.
Ah.
Yeah. Not all, but depends on the project potential.
And specifically now you're talking about hotels, right? But why hotels? Because Airbnb was a alternative to hotels. So it's quite interesting that you guys now from Airbnb go in hotel.
Some developer actually they selling their project like purely investment. Like no one bought for on stage. The size is very small.
I see.
But we will call this like a hotel. But that's why we're planning to get involved in, provide the add-on package.
Yes.
Then we will take all entire block unit.
Wow.
Like convert to as a hotel lah.
And this is Langkawi lah. So you are riding on a lot of tourism, you say?
Yes. But even though some KL certain project actually we are actually now in discussion with developer lah.
Which you cannot maybe share right now.
Not now maybe.
I see.
Yeah.
That's very interesting because when you go into this negotiation with these developers, right? Some of them are big, powerful and things like that. And of course, you coming from just a smaller, essentially a SME, right? 15 people. Like, how do you go in and negotiate with these people? What are some of the things you've experienced? Maybe you can share some of your advice as well.
I will say the result that we did lah. Because like the 5 project, all the owner actually they what we say we got create our profile and we have get a personal like photo, like let's say this is my owner. I take photo. Okay. They actually have give some review for us. Then we will compile it inside a
testimonials.
profile. Yeah. So when we bring up all these things and even though our result to developer, I will say market not much of people they are doing this. But for me it's like we really provide value.
Right.
And this the review from all the owner.
Right.
So we are confident to deliver the result to the developer as well because of our service.
So then what you're trying to say is that when you go to these developers, you are confident that these developers will give you the projects because you are almost a sure win. Use a Chinese word lah.
Yeah.
You are like, I know if I work with you, you will definitely find people to fill up or to even buy the units.
Yes.
Right? So so if I understand correctly, the process of how you actually go from securing the deal to actually running the business is you go to these developers, you say I'd like 50, let's say, and then you get those and you try and sell them. Then once you sell them to those tenants, then you go to the tenant and tell them that I can give you Airbnb service, I can give you rental, guaranteed rental, whatever, and you just rinse and repeat.
Yes.
And then once that works, then you move on to the next project.
Yes, correct.
I see.
This is what we do now.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have 5 projects right now and you are in the talks with a few. Is there a number that you have in mind that will say like, I think it's enough?
No.
No.
No. Because project in market is a lot, but of course depends on which project. Because in the market, not many projects are good for Airbnb winners, I would say. Not many.
Right.
You need to have a selling point
Right.
for your condo.
Right.
Like what we have mentioned, Ate Solaris is one of the project that we are quite confident because of their design. It's very nice. Yeah. So from there, actually can attract a lot of customer.
Yes.
Just purposely come for video shooting, photo. Yeah.
Right. But of course, as you expand into the future, right, you go from 15 and then maybe one day 150, right? I mean, I think you will agree managing 15 is really can be a headache of your team. Not saying they're bad, I'm just saying it's not easy. How are you preparing yourself to maybe one day manage 100, 200 people? How? Just curious.
Oh, these are
next level, right?
Next level.
Right? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not saying that you have the answer, obviously, but
because for now, we have about 100 units already on our hand now. Okay. Even though if let's say we grow more and more, I think it's still not a big challenge because of, like I mentioned just now, every project we won't take more than how many units, you know? So like, if let's say we get involved this project,
yes,
we will actually train 3 to 5% to station there to handle all the things. So, yeah. So if you say challenge,
it's just a copy paste. You feel?
Yeah,
I see. So if that isn't a challenge, what do you think would be a challenge? You feel? Of course, it hasn't happened yet, but what do you think is going to be a challenge?
This one.
Feel free to chip in also, Wei Han, if you want.
If I may.
Yeah.
I would say, if let's say we're talking about expansion, I think the biggest thing here is the quality. The quality of the individuals that are going to be running each specific property.
I see.
For example, to give an illustration for 163 Mont Kiara, which is our flagship project that we are managing right now, we manage about 60 units at 163 Mont Kiara for the Airbnb lah, right? So on this portion, the team that is running that and managing that has to be on their game.
Yeah.
They need to know the property inside and out. They need to know how to handle issues like that, right? So it's the quality of the workers, because in this sort of service industry, especially for an Airbnb management, right, the whole objective of why people sign up with you is because you can relieve their headache. You make their lives easier, right? You don't have to think like, I need to find tenant. Oh, I need to go and clean. Oh, I need to go and pass the keys, right? So the quality of service is very important. So if let's say you're going to be expanding, right, from let's say 15 high quality people, how are you going to ensure that 150 or 200 people under you, all of them have that same level of quality, right? So I would say the training and the quality that you have to propose and maintain for your company, because all it takes is maybe a few bad cases to ruin your company's reputation. Maybe 80% of your workers or your staff are extremely competent. 20% are slightly problematic. That 20% causes an issue, then your entire reputation for your company might suffer because of that. So I would say that's the biggest obstacle, is the quality of each individual staff.
Right. So how then I push the question to you. How do you find the right people?
This one filter. Because sometimes I cannot get a
you can say in advance,
because
right?
sometimes we interview a lot of people. Okay. But when you want to find the right person, you at least need to test.
Yes.
3 months, 6 months, only we know whether this is the person that we want or not. Yeah.
And when you decide whether this is the right person, is it an individual decision on yourself, or you ask the team to make a collective decision?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we really have 2 more questions left. The last one is maybe you can share a little bit about some of the projects you guys are excited about. Now, of course, those who are listening, obviously they have a financial interest to talk about this project. So it's important that you guys know about it, right? And do your own research. But yeah, maybe share with us some of the exciting projects that you're working on.
First will be Dorset Hatamas.
Dorset Hatamas. Okay.
And also...
This is the hotel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Dorset actually, they have certain floor actually landing hotel. But they still have a lot of unit actually under developer lah.
Right.
We are going to have a bulk purchase lah. Actually, we are in nego. Okay. So that will be the first one, of course. Okay. And the second will be Arte Solaris lah. Which is now we are looking on it lah.
Right. So why are these two projects sell the project? You know, I walked into your
maybe for
gallery.
Arte Solaris we can ask Vihan to share.
Okay, yeah, we'll start there and then we'll talk about Dorset later on.
Sure.
All right. So if I may, I'm going into sales pitch mode here.
Yeah. Everyone knows you're gonna be sales pitch. So.
Hello, everyone. Yes. So Arte Solaris. So I think majority of property investors would be familiar with the name Arte. Because Arte, we have Arte in Cheras, we have Arte in Mont Chiara, and among others, right? So what makes Arte Solaris different, right? So I think we all know that Mont Chiara and the general area of the main Mont Chiara area, the central Mont Chiara area, is a very, very hot area. Why? Because first things first, tenant demographic, right? It's filled with expats, Japanese, Koreans, Caucasians, all of them which, right, when it comes to, for example, rental, when it comes to local Malaysians, we're looking for rental, we're looking for Airbnb, we know the market's better and we are more calculative with like, oh, this is, too expensive. But for example, just to give a certain perspective, right, for 163, we have had clients like Koreans and Japanese that have booked units for 1 month rental for 10,000, right? So in that sense, right, you know that the tenant demographic must be high quality.
Yes.
Because for anybody looking for an investor property, right, you need a few things like Sky has mentioned before. First of all, you need to make sure that that area has a good tenant demographic.
Yes.
Right? So applying that to Mont Chiara, expats, Korean, Japanese, Caucasians, all of them which most of their, whether it's their accommodation expenses are either sponsored by their company or they themselves are affluent enough to not be so calculative on the rate. So long as you can provide them a property that suits their needs, they'll be more than happy to pay and they'll pay on time. Just to share, I think Japanese tenants are the best.
Yes, through personal experience, I can agree with that as well.
Yes, I mean, so there's some when they enter the unit, right? They leave after they leave the unit is better off than before they rent it. So I would say honestly, if you're looking for a tenant demographic, that is one selling point for Arte Solaris.
Yes.
Another thing would be location. Right? Location, I think I don't really need to say much. Solaris Mont Chiara is a very, very popular area. There's so many Korean barbecues, Japanese restaurants, right? All of which cater to the affluent expat market of Mont Chiara. Right? So if you're looking for anybody that would like to get an Airbnb there, Arte Solaris is one of your only options available. And this brings me to the third factor as to why we believe Arte Solaris is going to be the gold mine for the next Airbnb in Mont Chiara. Right? Competition. Why do I mention that? If you look around the Solaris Mont Chiara area, right, it is surrounded by luxury condominiums that are large in size.
Yes.
Right. So majority of them, for example, Agile, Pavilion Hilltop, Sunny, Tiffany Chiara, etc., etc., etc. All of these cater to more for own stay because they cater for large units. Right. So when you eliminate those options, because remember, if you're going for Arte Solaris, you're going to be getting investment size units that are specially designed for short-term rental, i.e. Airbnb.
So you're looking at what, 600, 700 square feet, the type, or less?
Approximately within that size for a one bedroom, right? A simplex layout. Around approximately at a very affordable rate. I cannot disclose that amount just yet. If you're interested, do drop by. Drop an inquiry. But yes, because another USP is the barrier to entry. Right? It's actually for a property that is located in such a central location, which is literally, when I say it's right next to Solaris Mont Chiara, I'm not lying to you. They already have the hoarding up there and with the banner there. It is literally right next to Solaris Mont Chiara. So when I say walking distance, you could literally take the lift down, walk out. That is very attractive for any people that are living in that Mont Chiara area as an Airbnb.
Yes.
So that is why after doing a lot of extensive research, because we are very specialized, especially in the Mont Kiara area. We have done the research on what sort of sizes get the most occupancy rate, right? And as mentioned, our 163 Mont Kiara, which is on Jalan Kiara 1, right, is our flagship project there. So with Arte Solaris just being down the road, it has that same appeal, but it's a more affordable. And also, it appeals to a different crowd. 163 Mont Kiara appeals to those who want access to 163 Plaza Mont Kiara, 1 Mont Kiara, Aquaris. Arte Solaris will cater to those who want access to Solaris Mont Kiara within the same area, but they will not compete with one another. That is why you say in that area, you don't have to compete, right? Because some investors, they say, oh, I got an investment unit in this location, very prime location. However, that project has like 1,000 units and is surrounded by other investment projects that each have maybe 1,000 units each. Then you have 5 to 10,000 units that you have to compete with.
Push the prices down.
Yes, which pushes the prices down. Whereas for Arte Solaris, 600 units only.
Right.
So you can be sure that because there's a lack of competition everywhere else, who else do you have to rent out an Airbnb from? Arte Solaris.
Interesting.
And the owners who buy it.
So how about Dorset?
Dorset, because of that area as well, there's not many of supply.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why even though themselves, actually, they are running a hotel there also, but not many. It's about 10 floor only. Okay, but actually their business is very good. Sometimes even though if we're trying to book also, it's full.
Wow.
Yeah. And in that area, it's quite convenient as well because we have mall. It's direct access to the mall. You have a link bridge there.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that area, because for Airbnb, the main thing is you cannot have a lot of supply in one area. Then you can get the highest profit.
Right.
Yeah.
But how do you work with the hotel?
No, that will be separate.
That's separate. Okay.
Separate. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. But if you book from hotel, of course the price is highest.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But if you book through us, we can give you the home feeling. Instead of like a hotel, only one queen size bed maybe. But we'll try to like get it out of like, even though it's a studio, it's able to be a 2-bedroom. Yeah, the layout lah.
Oh, you just create like a divider?
Partitioning.
Partition,
yeah.
Through creative layout design.
Yes. So this is the difference that we compare with the hotel.
You can customize for what your client needs.
Yes.
Okay, so last question only. This is for Sky. What are the 3 things where 3 advice you would give to yourself when you're starting out? Now that you've gone through 5 years, right? I'm sure you learned a lot, gone through a lot. What advice would you give to Sky 5 years ago, starting this business?
Patient.
Okay.
I would say be humble.
Okay.
Yeah. And work hard.
Yeah. So, okay, why patience? Because I feel like there's a story there, right?
Yes, because sometimes if you want to do something,
yes,
if you too rush to want to complete it, actually you make more mistake. Yeah. Instead of you go through step by step, you can done the thing perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you feel like is there an example where maybe you were working on a project or something that because you weren't patient, that's why maybe it didn't fall through or it wasn't done well?
Yeah, when I'm a fresh agent at that time, because we're trying to chase the sales.
Yes.
But I just sell to my buyer. Like even though, we didn't study about the surrounding, and about the project details, even though the developer background,
yes,
we didn't go through it, but we just sell only. But we didn't doing any study lah, we would say. Just because I want to hit our target. Okay. But actually, when they get that key, they will call you, hey, how come the things that supposed to be built opposite like Eon, but why it's gone? Why don't have? Yeah. This a lot of things that actually we missed out that we didn't do. Yeah.
And this will in a way like be bad for your reputation because you promised this and then the tenant didn't get, they're not happy. Right.
That's why when we do anything, I think it's good for us like to step by step, like study first and do some market survey before we go to approach our client.
Right. And how about the second one, which is to be humble? I feel like did you have a project that you were working on that you were like so confident you're gonna work out, but it didn't? Is there something, an experience you can share?
Yeah, but it's a long story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can maybe just give us the short-term version.
Like what you mentioned just now, like
yes.
we too confident sometimes, but it will make a mistake also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you can't share the details, is it? Or you're not? Okay.
Because for me, it's quite tough for the time.
I see. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And what was the last lesson again? Sorry, I missed that. Work hard.
I think everyone must have this.
All right. So, before I end, like anything else you want to add, Wei Han?
I mean, on my part, I think what Sky mentioned as the three main things, right?
Yes.
Patience, be humble, and of course, work hard. I think that is essential in almost any industry.
Yeah.
But it's especially so in the property line.
Yes.
Right. Why do I mention that? It's because in terms of patience, right? Because the property line is not something where you're getting a monthly sort of compensation or remuneration, right? It is very performance based. Right. So a lot of times what a lot of fresh agents make the mistake of is like what Sky said, they don't have the patience. They're coming in and like, I want to make sales, I want to make sales. And they only focus so hard on pushing the client for the sale without caring about the client's needs.
Yeah.
Right. For me, I think the approach is slightly different. You put the service first.
Yeah.
When you provide excellent service, you earn your money.
Yeah.
You're not chasing the money, you're earning it.
Okay.
Because it's in exchange for a valuable service that they cannot find anywhere else. And talking about being humble, I think that's also something that really a lot of people can learn from. I think sometimes in the property line, because when you're making a lot of sales, let's say you have a good month or a good 2 months, you're pulling in a very commendable sum, right? In terms of your commission, right? Some people might get too overconfident rather and say, oh, I did this, but they let that get to their head.
Yeah.
Right. And then that affects their performance for further sales. And then they're not able to keep up the consistency of the sales. Right. And then this leads to the third point, which is working hard.
Yeah.
Right. If you work hard, right, you stay with that humble attitude of yours and you prioritize your service, you will be not only top sales for 1 month, but you will probably be the consistent top sales over and over and over. I think the key here is the consistency if you want to succeed in the property industry, not just, a flash in the pan. No. You come in for the long term, work hard, stay humble, and have that good work ethic, prioritize your service. You will be one of the top sales, not only in your agency, but probably the entire industry.
Fair enough. All right, guys, thanks for sharing all these very interesting insights. I am a complete newbie, so I don't know. I didn't even know like some of these things that exist. I didn't know you can do Airbnb for hotels as well. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Always, like, comment, subscribe, usual stuff. Let us know if you have any questions. And actually, where can people find you if they want to find you and if they want to maybe even get some information on the properties that you guys are talking about? Where can people find you?
Well, on our side, we do have a number of social media pages.
Yeah.
So on my side, you can contact me via Han Consultancy Group. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I will be creating content to share with you guys on how to invest in properties, how to develop your business, right? For Airbnb business, what do you need? We give certain consultancy and certain trainings lah. Right. So you can find us there. If let's say even you want to purchase a property, my phone number is actually on my website, my pages. Right. So you can contact us through there.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys. Looking forward to seeing the next level.
Yes.
All right. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.